quarterfinal should load soon here. Yeah.
Fly, for a long time considered the king of tower defense, really applied a few changes like skipping boots, getting early warmill, getting kodos, getting headhunters for range piercing damage against those towers. And as you said, with the addition of Lin as well, those tower rushes just don't seem to work anymore. That being said though, especially TH was still successful in the past, recent past, of making those tower rushes work successfully against some of the greatest orc players in the world. And of course, TH and Infi, they are very close friends. They share strategies, ideas, share a lot. And I don't know. If I was to put down the human to a strategy, I think it might be smart to throw in the tower rush right here to have Fly worry about it throughout the entire series. That being said though, of course, Fly should by now know the answers to it.
Yeah, the burrow is already well positioned here, I think. If there's a fight, he can shoot at the opponent's units. The tower rush will most likely come from here, and he will try to set it up here. And
he's skipping the shop so he can take super fast.
Yeah. One burrow attack without a shop super fast, that's true.
And gonna go for the circlet here, most likely. Footy scouting, grunt across the map scouting as well. Oftentimes what the orc will want to do is have a grunt in a good position, orc 2, to prevent as much creeping as possible. Because again, level 3 AM, so dangerous to the orc space.
Yeah. Infi's account name means I need claws, and he got the first one here already. +6 damage, 25% damage boost with one item on that Archmage. Really beneficial. Blade Master, of course, would love to have that as well. Amazonia, not really a Blade Master map. There is some stuff to be found, but not too much. And he knew that creep route, man. He gets the Nightcrawler if he doesn't fuck it up. There we go. Nice XP steal, delaying level 3 for the Archmage. And getting the Water Elemental as well with another backstab. Huge experience boost for Fly.
Well done. The tier 2 tech now starts for the human, but it's like a third behind. So the fast Voodoo Lounge really coming in big here as far as tech goes. I'm surprised that the AM went for this camp of the Murlocs, because if you move out with your army, you can creep somewhere else and take those out with the militia solo. That is what we usually see. But Infi decides to do something else. And of course, there's always a good reason for what Infi does. Now he's gonna maybe look to take out the opponent's Murlocs, but very good scouting. This grunt is to the south of the map, seeing the footies, and the Blade Master is looking for the AM.
Yeah, he doesn't find him yet, but I think it's gonna be Boots. Yeah, Boots for the Archmage. Very safe play by Infi now. Has a lot of footmen as well. 5 already. Gets some more HP here. Oh, and Snare on the Grunt. It's going for a surround. Water Elemental for damage, but Blade Master blocks this surround. Can he survive long enough? That's the question. He's going for
no mana!
Blade Master surround. He has no mana, as you say. It was actually the Cloak of Shadows saving him there. Good solution by Fly, losing a ton of HP, but no unit.
That was a big mistake by Infi. I think he wasn't thinking about the Cloak of Shadows because he went invis and then he moved his footies. Should have just kept him on hold position, reveal. There would have been a Blade Master kill. Big blunder by the human. And Fly is being gifted something by his opponent.
Okay, Mercenary Camp. Pretty normal nowadays for basically every race to snipe that Renegade Wizard to get the big item. And what do we get here? Well, with the Magi plus 12 damage now. That's 50% damage, 1.6.
Blade Master coming in, looking for his level 2. This Grunt should be run down by this AM. He doesn't have Wizard speed, of course, unless there's a phenomenal block coming in from his 2 burly friends. And he's good at this. He's very good at this, but it's a little too hard maybe against the boots of speed. Alright, but the AM... Oh, he's looking for this round again. But this time, the Blade Master will not be encircled.
Okay, both players show good micro here in those saves and the blocks. Everything is safe for now. But Fly had to invest a few heal salves already. So this is a little investment. On the other side, we don't have a shop for Infi. It's coming up now, and we also do not have a lumber mill, which means no tower push. Level 3 for the Archmage pretty much guaranteed here. There we go. I was just about to say, except he steals everything, but without Windwalk, that's not really possible. And he gets more and more hits, man. Where is all the mana gone?
Players' forces are under attack.
And now Fly has to run away. This AM is really like an artillery gun from the back lines. Also very mobile with those boots. Second hero, what's it gonna be? It is the Mountain King. So that means that tower rushes are not very likely. Not out of the question, of course. but certainly less likely.
Oh, but Fly thinks about the tower rush, building a war mill very early. Spirit Lodge is not even finished, so in case of some push, he could go for catapults and defensive towers. Creeping now with the Shadow Hunter, of course, level 3, absolutely necessary for the heal wave. Infi comes in with the Creep Jack. Can he steal this Taskmaster? National Agility and Sentry Wards. Nice to position here, but Infi has the first one here. Fly with Sentry Wards now as well. Do they de-ward each other?
Yeah.
So that wasn't too smart by Fly, but he knows now that there's a ward of his opponent.
Only 2 grunts, by the way, for Fly. Not going for more. Does he have Berserker Strength? Yes, he did get the upgrade, but
A player's forces are
heavily
under attack.
prioritizing the tier 2 units, going for walkers right away. Is he going to go for a Kodo first? That, of course, would signal that he is expecting a tower rush.
Ward wars here. Fly with a very defensive ward to see the tower rush a little earlier. So at least he has that one up, and there is a push coming with sorceresses. Oh, he sends them back.
Might just be Infi trying to play it safe, you know. Have them come in with militia form in case the orc looks for an
Player's
engagement.
forces are under attack now.
Blade Master is now finally getting some items, some experience, but he's still a decent part away from level 3, and same can be said for the SH. And usually, like level 1 MK, this is where the orc can look for some pressure, but because of how much he slowed down his blade in the early game and how strong this AM is, Infi is feeling fine here in the mid-game stages.
Next Sasquatch down, replenishment potion is okay. Buys the Kindle potion very early on. Maybe a little afraid of Hex and Snap Blade Master combo. Shouldn't be too much worry about this. But here are the sorceresses. 2 of them, 2 priests for healing.
Are under attack.
No, okay, here's the first breaker to steal a bit of shadow. Spirit Blink from a Blade Master, or whenever you want to focus something, then he steals the Spirit Link from that unit. When of Illusion can also be of good use.
And Infi gets the second Merc Camp, another good item for him. The Belt of Giant Strength, probably not as good as the rope, but still nice for the MK. And now he might even be able to take out the natural of his opponent. There is a ward though. Seeing this, is Fly gonna react?
Nah,
Seems like no. He just wants to
Player's
creep the
forces
opposite.
are under
Yeah,
attack.
exactly. They just trade the naturals.
I think all things considered, this is good for the human. He gets level 4 AM. He gets close to level 3 MK, if not even.
I agree. Greater healing potion.
Oh, very good.
Also very nice. Okay, he doesn't get up to level 3.
Fly lost a raider to creeps.
What the hell?
That corpse right there, that's a raider.
Potion of greater healing for Fly as well, and he has to get back now. Yeah, we said it. Fly, it's between heaven and hell for him. Here comes the first push. Of course, this burrow very exposed, was designed to defend against the tower push, but with all that magic damage, here we go. How much mana from the Archmage? Not a single Water Elemental, only coming in now with level 2 Brilliance Aura, of course. That's nice. He gets the nice End Snare on the Spellbreaker. Well, but he trades it for a Raider, and Infi is super happy with this TP's out.
Very early on. Surprises me. He just hit level 3 on the MK, but I think he clicked the TP before hitting the level up. So with that, he may have been able to find more damage, more kills. Also, the Orc was unable to reproduce, but...
Now, he wanted to go for this camp here, but he sees, okay, it's empty. Fly is supply stuck. He can go up. Yeah, he's breaking upkeep, Infi is, building more breakers. And he knows the Shadow Hunter is not level 3 yet, or is he? No, oh wow, so close. 4 XP. So this is the perfect timing. Infi can basically do whatever he wants. Is he going for Berserker or something? No, it doesn't really make that much sense. But why is he creeping now? He has everything he needs.
I think he's fine just taking this to late game.
I mean, there's
Get
a
good
footman.
heroes.
He sees the entire army.
Oh, that's really nice.
He sees there's no level 3. So you shouldn't have... No, he's not afraid of anything. And look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 militia.
Again, getting ready for the engagement should it come.
Oh, there is a Berserker now.
Oh, is he?
60 supply.
Oh, is he actually gonna push all the way?
Looks like it is the perfect timing for him.
All right, here we go. TP'd out a little prematurely, it seemed to me. Is he going to be rebuying the TP here? Otherwise, this is always dangerous. AM doesn't have one at the moment and really doesn't have the money for it. Gets a dust instead. This is a human dedicated push, which is very scary, but also a little dangerous. He can't get out of here with the TP.
Okay, Shop is way too far up front. the Achilles heel. If there's no clarities, the Shadow Hunter will not be of big value. Here comes a tower for distraction. The Wand of Illusion didn't do anything, gets dispelled and easily chopped down. Spirit Link applied level 3 for the Shadow Hunter, finally saves that Raider with it, but he's out of position nevertheless. Tower halfway up though, and a lot of mana on the Archmage.
The Breakers now have no more mana, so Spirit Link can be reapplied. Is the Orc gonna realize this? Kodo in the front line, by the way, getting to eat, but not one of those valuable Breakers, only a footy. But seems like even with 10 supply down, Fly was able to drive him back. But of course, we always say, in the beginning, it's always looking good for the Orc. But once the mana's gone, once the heal scrolls are gone, that's when things get dicey. MK in the front line with the Spirit Link so tanky. Disenchant gets rid of that buff. The Grunts now starting to drop low. SH has one more heal wave after this, but also mana items in his inventory, and he's gonna need them as well. Units are starting to fall now for Fly. Blade Master, by the way, very close to level 4. This one footy will net him the level up. Gets him. Well, gotta kill somewhere else. But the Grunts are dying more and more. Only has one left. The MK still such a tank in the front lines. The Raider heal wave keeps him alive for a little bit longer, but not for too much longer. Kodo eats the second unit in this fight. It has been going on for so long. And now the front line for the human may be starting to dwindle. Towers, of course, have not been created, have not come up yet. Blade Master taking a bit of damage. He does have very good items, however, and will run to the back lines with the invisibility. But the Raiders are really feeling this pain.
The Shadow Hunter man can heal the entire time and get mana the entire time. He gained a level in this fight and heal wave over and over. He couldn't get rid of the shop. The Mountain King in trouble now. Uses the Invul Potion. Blade Master not willing to dive in. There's no Stormbolt anymore and no Water Elemental. Infi not winning this fight despite a 10 food advantage, despite a level 2 Shadow Hunter when this started. He had all the cards in his hand, but he played the wrong one as it seems. Mountain King in focus now.
Doesn't have an invul anymore, needs to be careful. Still Spirit Link though. Blade Master now being focused, he needs to get healed. Like right now, does he have the mana? He does, but the cooldown! Oh, the heal potion. He uses that one. And he still retains the invul. But still, those Raiders, they're dying quickly. But the rest of the army seems to be pretty fine. The Walkers in the backline dealing good damage to those Water Elementals. Again, we go for the Blade Master, but there is a heal wave. And still the invul available. Clarities running one after another. And it seems like the wheels have come off this train, as it seems to be going into a bad direction, this push, but still 50 supply for the human. And of course, he has this free regen. He has mana regen and regen from the priest, which doesn't cost gold. He's trying to bleed out Fly here, but he's hanging on. The Clarities, man, they are really the MVPs of this fight. Blade Master in the front lines, no Spirit Link, always needs to be afraid of a Stormbolt coming in. Speaking of which, however, the MK totally out of mana.
Yeah, and the Shadow Hunter is like addicted to clarity potions. It's basically, yeah, like 3 minutes there's a clarity potion running, no cancellation at all. Nice save by Fly, by the way, to save that Spirit Walker back there. Next heal wave rattling through, and Infi has to retreat again. Uses another break, and it's not trading for anything. Mountain King has mana now. Is he going for the Blade? Oh, he does! He's got the Blade Master next heal wave! Is it gonna be enough? He gets a bash as well! But Invul Potion, there was time to drink even more, and the Blade Master and the damage dealer is safe.
It was so close, that would have been the win right there, most likely, but he keeps him alive. MK now has to wait for a little while for the next bolt to come up. SH out of mana for now, and he's gonna reposition with a Scroll of Speed, and again, he needs more of those clarities. They might be out of stock soonish. He still has 2 new ones though, so that's a lot of regen. Mana Potion, does he have the mana for, the money for it? Yes, he does. Doesn't buy it though, the Orc. Oh no, I was looking at the wrong side. Here we go, clarities running again. MK, could he be a target? More and more Raiders are falling.
There's still an Invul Potion on the Archmage, so he can't swap it over. Both first heroes getting closer and closer to level 5, but Infi is just 1 kill away from level 3 Water Elementals, and he's saving mana already to get the Water Torrent. Blizzard would be so amazing, but he can't go to the shop for that. Level up for the Mountain King as well. Oh, actually, this doesn't work. 3 XP missing for this big buff in tankiness and damage. How much mana is there? The Kodo Beast has been stunned, but there is not enough mass to kill him off, so the breaker remains in the stomach.
Man, this fight has been going on for so long. Now we have level 5 on the AM, and he does have the mana for the Water Elementals, and they're gonna be a big buffer in front, and also deal good damage, at least to Grunts.
Still level 2-1 there though.
Yeah, hasn't summoned it yet.
Heals wave again at like 3 HP. Great timing by Fly.
The SH now out of mana. Clarity popped again. We'll have some more soon. But I think he needs mana potions because I mean, we said this before, but it looks like the Orc army is falling apart now. 39 supply for Fly against 53. Suddenly a big supply advantage for Infi. SH though getting more and more experience as well, and a level 3 heat wave really is crazy strong. MK is far away from his level 5. AM way too far forward, but he does have the invul. Blade Master also in trouble. Heal wave, where is it? Where is it? He needs it! He needs it! Heal wave is not in time! He loses the first hero. Just barely not enough mana quickly enough, and this is now too much. Without a blade, of course, this game is over.
What a fight! What a fight! It lasted for I don't know how long, 10 minutes. Absolutely crazy what those players are capable of doing. This is Warcraft at the highest level. This is Orc versus Human at the highest level, and this fight would have gone an entire different way if he kills the shop like immediately. It was halfway down. If he A-clicks it, I think he wins it a lot faster. But yeah, Infi nevertheless taking it home, and Fly one map away from the lower bracket.
That was a really close game though. That was as close as it gets almost. Infi showing us he doesn't need to play the tower rush, can just play it straight up one base. And yeah, Fly's strategy here seemed to revolve a lot around preventing that tower rush. Get tier 2 up as fast as possible. Don't lose your tier 2 buildings too easily because of this. You know, skip on grunts for a little while. Of course, that's gonna make your early game weaker. And because of this, he was pretty far behind in hero levels in the mid game. He was looking at a level 3 AM with only level 2 Blade Master and level 1 SH. So he couldn't like be too aggressive against the MK in his early state, in the early days of the Mountain King, which is usually where you can apply that pressure. So
Infi was very lucky with his items in the early game with the claw and the mantle.
Absolutely.
Plus 12 damage is a 50% damage boost on your first hero. That is sick, and that led to a lot more aggression. He was a little more safe with that, and that was a big key to his early game dominance.
Yeah, I mean, he decided to not go for the shop. So with that, you can't really creep. So with that, you're level 1 for a long time, and with that, you know, can't contest your opponent too easily. You want to get at a level 3 early. If you get an early level 3 on the Blade Master, and then you hit with Ensnare and Spirit Link timing, it's so good. But not when you're so far behind in the hero level department. We go to Turtle Rock next.
Turtle Rock Fly versus Infi. Does it ring a bell?
Yeah, it does.
It was one of the most legendary games of all time at PGL, I think it was, where we saw Fly having a huge lead, almost winning it, but invisible summons made Infi come back, and this is so typical for Infi to not give up games early, except the one series against 1-0 in NSL maybe, but he comes back from the dead, basically.
He's got the wrong race then. Should play Undead.
Should play Undead, yeah.
One thing to be also mentioned about Amazonia, the Blade Master really wasn't strong, was he? He had a circlet and a gloves, and that's it. Pretty hard to pimp up your first hero on AZ. Turtle Rock, totally different story. There's so many claws. There's a whole bunch of like Boots of Elven Skin, Qualthalas, and
Boots of Elven Skin.
Yeah, I corrected myself. Calm down, dude.
Oh, nice production.
I thought you
here.
liked Dota.
Nice production here.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay. It's gone again.
By our Chinese friends.
It was WCG, by the way, not PGL. Sorry, and thank you for correcting me, chat. More than 1,000 viewers already. Early in Europe, I think late in America, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I'm always getting confused with the time zone. So thank you for getting up early on a Sunday. That's not something we take for granted.
Choosing us over church service.
Oh yeah, you wanted to go to church today with Jeremy.
I was.
Ah, you.
Yeah, we went.
Okay. Good.
It was very nice. I didn't understand them, but I felt the Holy Spirit in it.
Yeah. Remo fooled one of our Chinese helpers that he's a very, very Catholic guy and he has to go to church on Sundays.
What are you talking about, fool?
You didn't? Like,
No,
since when?
I went to church.
Okay. We haven't talked about it. And, I mean, you were gone for quite a while this year. So that's what happened to you? You got, like...
Yeah, I got religious. I embraced the love of Jesus Christ.
Okay. It's your choice, man. It's your life.
All right, here we go. We're loading into map number 2. Infi with the lead now. Fly, this is his choice. Should he not be able to make it, however, on Turtle Rock. He will not be out of the tournament, he will be in the lower bracket. And they are wearing the bowling shirts, by the way. Rocking the Lich King.
I want one of those.
And the logo on the sleeve is upside down. Whoopsie.
Maybe so the players know where they play, so they can look down on their arms and yeah, netties. That's what happens here.
All right. Another thing here is focus creep can be done. Claws +9 would be really nice. But of course, also going for that ward can be a little dangerous. I think, however, you could like pull it in towards the back like you do with against the Demon Hunter, and then nothing could happen. But I don't think we see that against Human, actually. Let's see. Last map, the Demon Blade Master was very slow to level up. Also, didn't have all that stacked up of an inventory. On Turtle Rock, usually that is different. Fly. He's gonna be trying to rely more on his first hero. We're going to have an Archmage, of course, as the hero choice. We see sometimes fast expansions by the Human. That's almost exclusively on Echo Isles, though. And yeah, Turtle Rock, way too hard of a camp. Unless he maybe expects Fly to be passive to pimp up his Blade Master more quickly, but that is a big risk to take.
Yeah, really lucky for Fly that this is not a close position. Could have gone a very bad way that way. I mean, it's a risk to take Turtle Rock. There's always a chance for that close spawn. So, since they are on the same lane, this spot is so important for the ward and the big item. I'm really curious if he wants to go for that spot, as you mentioned. It's really easy to punish for Infi, and one should expect that. So I think you have to win the early skirmishes and maybe trade a little better in the early game, and then buy the time for that shop.
Yeah, he's being aggressive right away again. I'm surprised by this. I thought he was going to go for a little more creeping. But with him selling the TP and running straight over...
Maybe he expects Infi not to punish this and takes this risk? He does, right? Or is it just a circlet?
I think it's just a circlet.
Just a circlet, okay.
Infi again, the items looking good on him. Mantle of Intelligence, half a robe, which helped him so much in the last game. And the blade takes away one of his opponent's creeps, going for only the item carrying one, kind of focus style, I guess we could say. And this is gonna be...
Ring of Protection. Oh, Infi going...
He's actually expanding!
Wow.
On Turtle Rock!
This is so... Maybe he's just creeping, but attacking behind this? No, he's not. Fly will not really suspect this. It's really unusual play by Infi. Robe of the Magi again. +9 intelligence, 400 mana, and +9 damage again.
Total
experience! Total experience, man! What the hell? Did he stole Lady Luck from Focus since Focus is back in Korea, or what is happening here?
He is level 3 already.
He is level 3. He has great items. And if Fly sees this...
It's the perfect drops against the Ring of Protection.
Yeah.
What's this? Cloak?
Wow.
Oh man.
Remo Stradamus this time.
This is so unfair.
This is really, really bad drops.
And he's fast expanding on Turtle Rock. Of course, you can always do this, anticipating your opponent not to think of this possibility, because this can get punished way too hard. But it wasn't.
Keeps the ring. He needs to pressure, so I think every damage mitigation that he can get is okay for him now, so the Blade Master can stay in there longer. It's not that much. It's 12% effective HP, this ring, but... Oh boy, he needs to tear down this expansion. Is he reacting somehow? More grunts, but that's about it. This is triple Sanctum play, man. I would love to see that. Fly is so far behind. Level 1.5 against level 3. But he can take the same camp on tier 2 with his Shadow Hunter. So there's a chance for him to catch up in that regard. Killing one peasant, killing the second one. Staff in now with the Archmage.
He's got the dust ready. And with that he will be able to repel the Blade Master. Not before, taking quite a bit of damage here, however. Saving that one peasant nicely. Again, good SimCity by Infi. As always, can he get this around here onto this one grunt? No, not quite. Heal selves are all gone. I think he only bought one. So his opportunity, his window of time here is closing, at least for the Blade, and you don't really want to solo harass with grunts. Too easy for the AM to run them down. Well, then again, he doesn't have boots, actually.
Infi is going for a lumber mill fairly early. I like that. There's no shredder on Turtle Rock, so usually the humans become, have a little bad ratio when it comes to gold versus lumber if you go for an expansion. So he starts mining mass lumber early with the upgrades and being closer to the forest.
A little bit more mana for the AM here again with the circlet. He's now up at a 540 mana pool on level 3. Not bad, and a lot of mana regen as well. We have the SH coming along with the Spirit Lodge and the Bestiary, no surprise there. Question is, does the Orc want to counter expand? Or does he want to pressure the space into submission?
I don't think he can counter expand. Once tier 2 is there, he's going to go for a triple sanctum most likely, and then the 70 supply push comes in like a blink of an eye.
He's only taking to tier 2 now though, so it's going to be quite a while until
yeah, it was
he's at 70.
Little like there was the possibility of Fly going Wyvern for heavy pressure, but I think with this level 3 Archmage it's not really possible because water elementals are too strong. You don't have Dispel at that point if you go double Wyvern. The staff already is so important for the Archmage.
Yeah, Blade Master again having a rough start. Only level 1 still. It's gonna change in a moment. And the Water Elemental Scout's so nice. He knows that there could be the starting position being crept now, perhaps for a counter expansion, perhaps just for good experience and an item. And Infi is just on top of everything today.
Infi has a lot of footmen, buying even more, so the gold that he gets from the goldmine is invested into tier 1 units. We have here Boots of Keltalas. There is the 10 damage boost now on the first tier. He abandons the creep to save his main base. Not willing to town port. I don't think he has one even, as Infi is going for the burrows. Very exposed again, but he can block him here. The first raiders are coming. I'm pretty sure he has Enser. There's a Troll Witch Doctor first.
Yeah, he was getting ready for the late game, getting up vision, getting ready for the counter expansion. But now in this defense, he's not really helping. Surround on the Blade Master sticks. There's no heal wave. He gets the healing potion, though he is in range of the shop, so he will be able to fight out. And this might be a little bit too much of a big donation of footmen. Usually Infi is so good at retaining those and having a big push later with them. However, he gets the trade. The grunt is down. The Blade Master cannot fall here. He has the mana for Windwalk and he will get out.
First raider is there as well. Not seeing end snares just yet. Is he going for the Archmage, trying to force a town portal, or is he happy with just the footman? Oh, long range end snare, barely in range. Here we go. Backstep is coming. Is this a TP or not? He does have hacks as well. Early TP by Infi, and there's a shop in time as well. He didn't forget about that, as many footmen are continuing to pressure, but Fly defending well, losing one burrow. That's okay, but the situation before the push was so bad for him. The grunts, 2 grunts were low, his heroes were low, and he still only lost the burrow. The Blade Master level 2.5 now. Infi did not seal the deal, but of course he's only tier 1. That was just a distraction push to let his expansion pay off more.
And with Infi forcing his opponent to abandon the creep, there was no peon able to create an expansion. If it had been if he had been left alone with the creep and the peon had started construction of the expansion, it would be like halfway done, maybe even a little more now. But with the delay, it might be absolutely too late now for counter expo.
Oh, there is triple sanctum. I was just about to say, Remo, I'm a little sad we don't see the third sanctum, but there it is, right in front. And also a blacksmith for upgrades. He's floating in gold, 600 already, and the ratio with lumber is still okay. Fly, he almost needs a miracle. It's so hard to defend the 70 supply push, as you can see in a bit. Infi will jump from now 37 to 70 supply in a heartbeat. Okay, Fly's getting the Blade Master level 3 now. I think he should go for crit and not Windwalk, since he won't be roaming around too much.
Oh, Greater Involt, that is a fantastic item. And he's power creeping right now. It's gonna be level 3 SH and level 4 Blade.
And enough energy for the troops. 645 mana points.
And he's staffing. Where's he staffing to? To the expansion. Immediate cancel. And Fly actually does think it's not too late for counter expansion.
Yeah, I think it's way too late already. He's trying it again.
But
that timing by Infi, I mean, the building wasn't even there really, and he cancelled it.
Pretty damn impressive. Witch Doctor has set up quite a few wards. They're good for seeing army approaching. They're also good for seeing invisible Archmage trying to cancel the expansion. But the Blade Master here is now on defense duty. Everything here is so hurt. He loses a grunt to the single water elemental. That is mistakes that Fly you're not usually making, and you're certainly not supposed to make.
And the Witch Doctor is dead. How many are there? Here's one, here's one, here is one. It's not too many, I think. He will have one here, of course. It's good that he has vision in the middle of the map. I like that. Level 3 for the Shadow Hunter, and claws of attack +9, +19 damage.
This
the
Blade
Master
is
is turning into a beast as well.
Yeah, with a Tome of Experience here as well. Thank you very much. When the Kodo comes out, this Blade is gonna be even scarier, and he already is very strong. Can the human cancel this? The damage output is really low. The AM is in trouble. Hex, where is it? Invul, not using it yet. The Stormbolt will control the Blade Master. Where is the Hex, I wonder? Didn't want to use it too early, and he forces the TP, and he keeps his expansion alive. But I think now it's time to break for Infi, right? Yeah, 65 already. As you said, he can go to 70 so damn quick, and already Militia are moving out. He's gonna hit, it seems like, before this expansion is done.
Yeah, triple Spellbreaker coming. He has the first two here, third one is following it, plus Militia. He doesn't want this expansion to come up, and I think there's a very, very low chance of it to be happening. But there's a Clarity and a Heal Scroll for Fly. There's massive damage on the Blade Master. I think he's going for Hero Focus and try to force a Town Portal. Does he have a TP? Yes, he does.
Got so much stuff. So much stuff for Infi, and he doesn't care about the army. Just cancel the Expo. He could just TP out from this and hit again with 80. But he wants to take the fight. Blade Master in the front line, eating the Stormbolt. Only level 1 though, not too much damage, but still 3 seconds of stun. And he's being focused as well. Needs to pop the Invul here soon, I think, and there we go. He doesn't have a heal self to have running at the same time. This is usually such great synergy. Only 44 supply for the Orc. How is he supposed to win this fight against 64? His heroes might be nice, but you need more than just heroes to win this fight. He's staying in this though, however, now the Walkers are in trouble. They're getting bolted, they're getting focused. Blade Master, he needs to be the carry. He's almost level 4. He's trying to reach for the MK, but more and more Stormbolts mean more and more kills. And now Fly, can he even stay in this fight? Looks like he wants to.
It's really impressive how he can fight against it. Level 4 Blade Master, level 2 Critical Strike. Now is there a Hex? No, but an Ensnare hits the Priest, not the Mountain King. I think there was a chance for him to die. There's no Invul Potion on the Archmage that could have been swapped. There's also no Staff, obviously. Kodo has eaten the Breaker. He's really microing that well. Not the Raider here.
Yes, it's out of mana though. He has one Clarity. He has a level up here as well, so he's gonna have a heal wave in a second, and he needs it as well. One more bolt will kill this Raider, most likely. Yes, didn't heal it. Another small mistake. But he TP's out, he's gonna regen up again, and that's probably gonna be hitting with 70 to 80 again.
Yeah, that's just Infi pushing in waves now. And how long can Fly withstand this? There's a lot of good items here at the Ogre Lord. Let's see, Claws +12 maybe the best he needs that damage. Oh, Tome of Experience again, and he gets the Claws +12. It's +36
Holy crap! Wait, what's the crit gonna be? 234. Can be even higher, I think, with a better roll. And he's close to level 5, man! When he gets to level 5, +36 Blade with a level 3 crit, that is crazy damage.
It's gonna be 340, I think.
That's gonna be extreme. But also, the MK is now finally finding more levels and becoming more relevant. He's level 3, and now the thing with the Blade Master is, yes, I know all the Orcs, they love stacking up on the claws and looking at the big green numbers, the bonus damage numbers, but you can sometimes like overcommit on damage and
he has 2
lag.
circlets.
Yeah, that's okay. But he needs an Invul, absolutely needs it.
There is a big mana potion on the Mountain King now, and a Well of Mana Sealing, so if he moves closer to the Shadow Hunter, he can steal a lot. That would be great, and he does have the Pendant of Energy. The Archmage also looking quite good with his almost 600 mana, closing in on level 5, and Infi will get the second red spot. Very important to not give that item over to the Blade Master, but if he's fast enough...
Oh, he's gonna sandwich him here.
Is this level 5?
Not quite. I don't think, or maybe? Maybe?
This is such a massive damage boost. He gets another one. Okay, let the Blade Master go crazy. Here we go, level 3 crit. Oh, Stormbolt though, no Invul on him.
And no invul. Is this the right choice to engage this fight without that invul? Needs to be so careful. Stormbolt is cooling down. He has another one. Where's he gonna throw it? Blade Master already anticipating it, but the Kodo instead will be the target. And Blade Master now can wail away at this MK, who however has the Spirit Link. Critical strikes pretty low. Surprises me to see them so low, actually.
Still level 2. The Stormbolt again, he's going for a surround, there's no mana! Fly, he has to fight out, but I don't think there's a chance. Oh, nice, Wind of mana stealing being used, and the big beast, the DPS stealer, goes down. There's nothing Fly can do anymore, man. 73 supply for Infi. Think he's just wiping the floor from this Archmage. Mana regeneration, of course, crazy, but there's only one lesser clarity and no damage anymore. Can he go back to the tavern and get him back? Next Stormbolt, there, GG! And Infi eliminates not only GCS winner 1-2-0 with 2-0, but also the second GCS winner with Fly 2-0.